Hello and welcome back to Cop Noise TV for another big match preview show where Liverpool host Qarabag in the UEFA Champions League. Now, off the back of what was it a dismal Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. Who am I kidding? It was a dismal performance at the weekend. It was dismal weather, dismal result, and just all round fucking painful to watch, wasn't it? And Liverpool have got a chance to cushion that, if you like. A chance to make us feel a little bit better coming up against a team which, let's be frank, Liverpool should be putting to the sword on Wednesday night in the Champions League. They should be hammering Qarabag. Should that be said? With a far superior team, far superior club, far superior players. Yeah, Liverpool should be doing a job against these guys. And having done my research into Qarabag, I've got to say, it's going to be short and sweet because there's not that much that I can really say about these guys because I don't know enough about them. But anyway, I'll give it a go for those of you who may or may not know anything about them. They're from Azerbaijan. They are currently the reigning domestic champions in their league. Sat in second place at the moment, 2 points off top spot. When looking at their Champions League campaign this season, I didn't realise this, but they actually came through the qualifying rounds, so they've already played 6 games more than Liverpool, which is a quite considerable amount when you think about it. And when looking at where they was in the table, this surprised me because clicked on the table, scrolled right down to the bottom, just thinking, probably a little bit disrespectful, but just thinking they'll be pretty much bottom of the league. Who the hell are Qarabag? They're actually sat in 18th place at the moment, which really surprised me, and no disrespect to Qarabag. But yeah, I expected them to be pretty much rock bottom of the Champions League table. Last time out, they managed to get a last-minute winner at home to Eintracht Frankfurt, and which has actually put them right in contention to qualify in those playoff spots. So mathematically, the 3 teams that are currently sat outside of the top 24, because obviously from 9th to 24th, get in the playoff spot, so the next 3 teams after that can mathematically catch Qarabag still. So just to remind everyone really that this is a crucial game, not just for Liverpool to cement the place in their top 8, but actually for Qarabag to get in those playoff spots. And I've got to say, hats off to them really, credit where credit's due, because I've never heard of these guys. I have heard of them, correct me that. I have heard of them, but I've not heard of any of their players. So for them to potentially get a place in the UEFA Champions League playoffs to go through to the knockout stage is no mean feat. So fair play to them there. And they will probably have to come to Anfield now and try and get some. So as much as Liverpool, as I said before, there's a superior club. They've got far better players than Qarabag. Liverpool need to make sure that they turn up for this game, because we can't afford, and when I say we, the club, the manager, the players, they can't afford a banana skin, and especially the manager. We all know the manager's under fire, is in hot water at the moment, rightly or wrongly. Some fans are calling for his head. So he needs to make sure that he does not attract any more heat on him by doing a professional job and turning up for this game. And as much as Liverpool are already in a good position in the league, we do not want to be ending up in those playoff places. So there is a job to do for Liverpool here to cement their place in the automatic qualifying places, because there's 11 teams below us which are within 3 points of Liverpool. So for me, this is a must win. This isn't a case of potentially put our second string out, play for a draw at best. No. This is Liverpool. Get out there, be professional, do your job, clear these guys off, and if we want to make changes, make them in the latter stages of the game. Don't even be thinking about trying to put a second string side out, which obviously we'll get to in a bit. Obviously, last time out in the competition, I say it was arguably our best game of the season throughout the whole of the league and cup campaigns combined. I think, yeah, the performance in Marseille, I've got to say, was brilliant. Defensively, we looked solid. Even, in fact, just when I say defensively, I don't just mean the back line. Defensively, all the way through the thirds, we looked solid. We looked a threat going forward. Some great individual performances from Wirtz, Szoboszlai, Frimpong and Kirkhead, but to name a few. So Liverpool need to recreate that kind of performance for me on Wednesday night and just get the job done, be professional, and get in those automatic qualification spots. However, on the flip side of that, if Liverpool's league form does creep in, we could end up with egg on his faces, and as I say, the manager can't afford for that to happen right now. In terms of head-to-heads, this is the first time that these two teams have been drawn against each other. However, Qarabag have previously been drawn against English sides in the past, and as expected, they've not won any of their previous. I think it's 8. Yes, 8 visits to England. So Liverpool, let's not fuck this up on Wednesday. Yeah? Let's not give them their first win on English soil. In terms of squad selection for Arne slot, fresh injury concerns around Joe Gomez. I mean, there's no shock there, is there? Whenever Joe goes onto the pitch, we're all expecting him to be taken off, subbed off with an injury, because unfortunately for the lad, that's just how Joe Gomez's career seems to go right now. Well, not even right now, probably over the last 4 or 5 years. We just can't keep him fit. We can't keep Joe on the pitch. We can't seem to get a string of 4 or 5 games for Joe without him being sidelined for X amount of weeks. I feel sorry for the lad because he's a good player, but Liverpool, I'd say in January, but January's nearly gone. Liverpool need to move forward without Joe. They need to be thinking about, they should have done this already, mind. But we need to move forward now without Joe Gomez, because we cannot rely on this guy to be our right back and centre half backup, because he's just never ever fit. The guy is made of glass. And that's no disrespect to Joe Gomez, because I think he's a great player. I really, really do. When he's consistently on his game, he's a good player. We just never see that anymore from Joe. And unfortunately, Liverpool need to make plans to be moving forward without Joe Gomez. However, we have got Endo, who can play right back. I mean, I'm saying this on the provision that this tie, this game may come a little bit too soon for Ibrahima Konate, given the sad passing of his dad. So I reckon the game will probably come a little bit too soon for Ibu. So we may see Wataru Endo play at centre back, because that's who came on for Joe at the weekend away at Bournemouth. However, we know Ryan Gravenberch can do a job there, and Gravenberch might not be a bad choice, if you like, because I imagine Liverpool are going to have a lot of possession in this game, and would I prefer to see Gravenberch there? I don't know. Liverpool have probably got more options in midfield than they do, so it's a toss-up. Maybe Gravenberch will play. I expect Endo to play, but who knows? Which brings us on nicely to what I think Arne Slot will do for his team selection. And we don't have that much to choose from in terms of shuffling the pack. Again, Liverpool's squad is thin. It's really, really thin. And it looks as though the hierarchy, the management, the guys who sit at the top of the food chain at the club are willing to risk this squad taking us through to the end of the season, which is a massive risk, considering we're relying on Rio Ingamoa to replace Cody Gakpo on the left. We've only got one fit striker in Hugo Ekitike that can't seem to stay on the field for more than 60-70 minutes per game. Centre of the park, we've got a couple of options, but not that many. Right back, Conor Bradley's out for the season, so we're relying on Jeremy Frimpong. Joe Gomez is now injured, so literally we have no backup right back because the manager quite clearly doesn't trust Calvin Ramsey. We've got no standing centre halves. Ibu Konate's out, as we just spoke, so we are threadbare at the back. Yeah. And it just baffles me that the club seem to want to gamble on this current crop of players, this current squad, taking us through to next summer. I find that bizarre, but anyway, I'm not here to talk about that on this video. We could do another video for hours and hours and hours on how wild I think that is. So let's get into what I think my starting selection will be. Number 1 in goal will be Alisson Becker. Jeremy Frimpong will start at right back because we have no other fit right backs. Virgil van Dijk and Wataru Endo I think will play at the back. As I say, I expect Liverpool to have a lot of possession, so Endo playing at the back doesn't really bother me in this game if it means we've got a little bit more time to try and get Joe Gomez back on the field. At the left back, I'm going to go for Andy Robertson. Obviously, he's been strongly linked with a move away to Tottenham over the last week. Paul Joyce has reported, I think it was today, that Robbo is pretty much staying at Liverpool, which I'd have been shocked if Liverpool sold him, given the injury crisis that we've got, unless they was going to recall Kostas Tsimikas, but so I don't know the T's and C's around how easy, how feasible that would have been, given that he's currently on a season-long loan at Roma. So for me, Robbo stays, great, get in there, because we all love Andy Robertson, and I think he will play on Wednesday night in the Champions League against Qarabag. Midfield, I'm going to go one change. Ryan Gravenberch will start the game. I think Curtis Jones and Dominic Szoboszlai will also play in there. And up top, I'm going for Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike and Mohamed Salah. That means Cody Gakpo will drop to the bench, which I know some fans, that will be music to their ears because Cody Gakpo is cutting a bit of a frustrating figure for some fans at the moment. I don't think it helps that he's not got someone of the likes of Luis Diaz, who we had all last season, pushing him for that spot on the left-hand side. Basically, Rio Wingamoe is the understudy on the left wing at the moment, and bless him, Rio's only 17. It's a lot of pressure to put on his shoulders, although Rio is getting more minutes over the last few weeks, which is good to see. Unfortunately, we're just bringing him on when we're kind of chasing the game and hoping that he's going to beat 3, 4, 5 players and put on an assist or put it in the top corner or something. But that is my starting 11 prediction, guys. Let me know yours in the comments below in terms of a score prediction. I think Liverpool will get back on the horse. I think it will be a professional job. I think we'll win 2-0. I see goals from Hugo Ekitike and Mohamed Salah. I think Salah gets back on the score sheet, which is must needed because we need him now more than ever. Let me know your scores in the comments. Don't forget to smash a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you in a bit. See you later.